So today's tax question is about installment sale for a real estate transaction. And this one has multiple parts to it. So I'm going to take some time to break it down and explain to you in a little bit more details. But the idea here is that gentleman owns investment property. It looks like a triplex. He owned it for last 40 years. So I'm assuming this person is probably already retired or close to being retiring. He had already fully depreciated the property. Earlier this year, I sold the triplex to a tenant through an installment sale. Over the next 10 years, I'll receive a monthly payments with a lump sum at the end. Do I need to recapture the depreciation and pay taxes on it? Is it too late to do a 1031 exchange now? So this question has multiple parts to it, and I'm going to break them down just in a second. But before I go there, if you are thinking about doing a large transaction or you have a question about tax consequences, maybe you're thinking about buying insurance or maybe some sort of insurance product that is related to investments or retirement, or you're trying to take a loan, maybe perhaps a mortgage and whatnot. All these big decisions can have a huge impact on your bottom line. And my job here at Tax Code Advisors is to help people become more efficient with their money. So before you make such a move, I strongly recommend that you set up a 1 hour consultation. You can just go to taxcodeadvisors.com, or you can WhatsApp me and say, hey, I want to set up 1 hour consultation. I'll send you the payment link. Once the payment is made, then we can connect and I'll show you how you can become efficient with that transaction. And more than likely you will be very happy. You'll be surprised how much difference it's going to make. And I bring this up because this is a question that should have been asked before all of this happened. So before I go any further, let me explain to you what's going on here. First of all, this gentleman is obviously retired because he owns the property for 40 years, probably bought the property in his 30s, and now he has fully depreciated it. Now did an installment sale agreement, and he will get payments for next 10 years, which is a wonderful strategy to fund your retirement. However, there are some tax consequences here, which is going to eat up into the profits that he will get out of the transaction. And there's some other issues. So I'm going to try to break them out, in separate pieces so you can have a better understanding about that stuff. So what does he mean by installment sale agreement, first of all? So what that means is that he found somebody who said, look, I cannot afford to pay you everything at once, and I'm going to pay you over the next 10 years. So this way, he's able to collect some money now, the seller, and he will collect payments over the next 10 years. Not bad in retirement years, right? Because you're able to spread that income over a long, long time. Could this transaction have been done differently? Can he do something else with that money that he will receive over the monthly payments? Absolutely. There are some strategies around that. But since that is not the question, I'm not going to go there. I'll start with the boredom part first. Do I need to recapture the depreciation and pay taxes on it? So, what he's saying is that, hey, look, this property was an investment property, and I had taken depreciation on it. That means I was saving on some taxes, hopefully over the last 40 years. And now if I sell this property, or sounds like he already sold it, do I have to recapture all that depreciation I have taken? Yes. So all that depreciation will be added back to his basis because he has already taken that benefit, in order to calculate what kind of capital gain taxes he would have to pay. And that recapture has to happen in whichever year this installment sale took place, even though he is not collecting the entire amount this year, even though he's going to be collecting it over the next 10 years. But he would have to recapture that depreciation this year, providing if the sale happened this year. So that's one thing. Second part of the question, is it too late to do 1031 exchange now? So 1031 exchange has strict deadlines depending upon when the property is sold, when are you buying the new property, and or at least you identify the new property and so forth. So we can do a separate video on 1031 exchange. But the answer is you may or may not qualify depending upon when this sale of property happened. So if you qualify for 1031 exchange, then depreciation recapture is not even a question because everything will move to the next property. But if you don't qualify for 1031 exchange, then you would have to recapture the depreciation. That's one part. The second part is about these monthly payments that you will receive over the next 10 years. So obviously, that capital gain tax will have to be calculated for each year, and you will be responsible for those. So some of it you will pay this year, and some of it you will pay over the next 10 years as you collect the payment. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. So you can probably take advantage of that. So overall, pretty good strategy. I think I like it, you know. So if you have a question about you can probably just search online or Google or something to at least get some dates and stuff like that. But if you are thinking about doing a 1031 exchange, then I would strongly recommend that you set up an appointment and discuss a little bit more in details. And the other reason I will set up an appointment and discuss more in details is these monthly payments you'll be receiving. Can we structure them in such a way that they can be tax efficient? Can they be structured in such a way that can provide better protection, a little bit more security, all kind of things. So anyhow, wonderful question, and I congratulate you for doing it this way because you did a hard work. You bought the property when you were young, which is very very good, and then you let it appreciate for 40 years. You were holding on to it for a very long time. So congratulations for doing that. So you were able to save taxes along the way, and now in your retirement years you're able to take benefit from that. So all the right moves. I love it. Congratulations to you. So if there's anything I can do to help, definitely don't hesitate to call me. Just WhatsApp me on 888-260-0017. All right, thank you so much.